I live around the corner here, and a friend of mine jogging with his wife, coming down, and I get a call that says, Egberto, you'd not imagine what I saw. Did you see that picture I just sent you? And I said, yeah, I thought it was in a tree, but it's actually on the sidewalk. And this is what we had to welcome Dr. Theis and his wife today. Anyhow, Doc, I don't want to over dramatize this. You have things like this that happen all of the times. But where does the sentiment come really that people think that they have to do something like this?
So I don't know, I can't speak for other people, but it seems to me, I've lived in Kingwood for 12 years, and only in the last 2 or 3 years have I noticed these kinds of things on our sidewalks. I've seen them several times now in different parts of the community. And I think people are rightly terrified that their lives are not what they thought they could be. Maybe this is a kid, but the kid, you know, all that they're taught in school is not to do things like this. So someplace they're hearing it's okay to do things like this, or it's funny, or they hear this word being said over and over again. So it's their parents, and there's people who think they're losing out on the American dream. And I mean, I think they bought into a load over the last 30 or 40 years that it's black people or brown people that are screwing them up and screwing this country up, and it's really just a load of crap. The reality is that the wealthy have been screwing people over for the last 40 years, and that's why ordinary people can't get a break. They can't get ahead. We spent $4.5 trillion in COVID relief for corporations, and they could barely send people, what, a $1,200 check? Now they're arguing about whether to send another $1,400. It's a disgrace, and people need to realize that the trillionaires, the billionaires have doubled their wealth during this pandemic. They are doing phenomenal, and it's time they ponied up for ordinary people so that we don't see people looking for scapegoats and blaming their problems on people of color.
You know, like I said, I didn't want to over dramatize this because, again, we know that this is more a symptom than anything else. But I think it's all, what you said, I think it's important for people to realize. These kinds of things are simply a tool, and many times these are tools that are pushed by those same people you're talking about. In other words, they need to have us looking elsewhere so that we don't look at them. Can you expand on that some?
Well, America has had a history of divide and conquer. Elites have used race intentionally to keep the working class from seeing their common interests, regardless of race, and joining together. And every time in our history, when black and white Americans have started working together, elites swoop in and try to shut it down. It happened during Bacon's Rebellion. It happened during the populist uprising, the Grange movement right here in Texas, which was a movement of black and white farmers against the monopolies from the East Coast, and they got basically squashed. And that's what Americans need to realize. This is not black against white. This is working class against the super rich that have built a government that is essentially corrupt to the core through campaign contributions, through insider dealing, and that leads to policies that don't benefit ordinary Americans, but that do benefit the billionaires and millionaires that contribute to their campaigns.
Thank you very much, Doc. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.